Hello, I'm Clayton. I'm a poet from Suffolk in England, and I'm going to read some poems today from my book SIMMER, which is out with Alien Buddha Press. This book is kind of a reflection on life as a woman living in a patriarchal society, and there's a note at the start of the book on gender which I want to share with you now as well, because I think it's really important to give the book some context. While the book includes some of my own personal experiences as a cisgender woman, I do believe that all genders are negatively affected by the patriarchal systems that we operate within, and trans women are women, and however you identify, I hope that you will find something to relate to in these pages. The first poem I'm going to read is called Hysterical Women. Hysterical women. Saturday night. Dinner with old friends, and once the small talk is done, we settle into our closeness, and the truth begins to spill from our mouths. We talk of the anxiety. We all feel it, but it manifests in a myriad of ways. For some, it gnaws away at the stomach's pit, a physical pain that prevents them from being functioning adults. For others, it is a panic attack, waking at night, fear clawing at the throat, unable to catch a breath, chest full of angry wings beating, beating, beating. For others still, it lies low, a constant feeling of dread, a rising fear controlled by keeping worlds small, no new experiences or exploration of different places. Has this affliction always been present in women? In bygone days, would we be diagnosed with hysteria, treated in unspeakable ways to be cured of our feminine disease? Perhaps it's this age of social media exploiting our fragile mental health, constant comparison stealing our joy, always striving for absolute unattainable perfection. We bought into a myth of having it all and are burdened by incessant pressure to do more and be better, to achieve career success and fix the world and save the planet, free the oppressed and keep our homes clean. We mustn't fuck up our children either. And of course, we should do yoga and meditation daily, recycle and reuse, eat plant-based foods and take classes to learn something new and read books and express ourselves creatively. And I could carry on if you want, except I can't breathe. The next poem I'm going to read is an experience that unfortunately I think many women have had in varying degrees, and that is of kind of verbal sexual harassment or catcalling. Yeah, unfortunately I think it's very common, and this is kind of the crux of the anger, I suppose, that I feel day to day at kind of existing in the world as a woman. It's called Bile. He stops me on the street, soils me with sexist spite. I have to say, you've got great tits. I was just out shopping. I burn. Heat floods my face and chest. I blister. Rage sears through my veins. I spit back at him about the inappropriate nature of his remarks. Shaking, shock at the sheer audacity of this stranger. He remains unapologetic, shrugging my protest off as he saunters away. I simmer. Hours spent in disquietude, dwelling. Dread settles in the hollow of my bones as an unbidden montage loops. I cannot comprehend how this man believes he has the right to comment on my body, sullying me with misogynistic bile. I am left tarnished, prickling with a residue of humiliation sticky on my skin. I think as also part of this book, I wanted to kind of pay a bit of homage to the history, like women's history, mythology and folklore, and one of the poems that does that is called Suffolk Tales. As I said, I'm from Suffolk in England, and it's quite a rural county, and so there's quite a long history of folklore, and I found a book called County Folklore in Suffolk by Lady Eveline Camilla Gordon, and in the book there was lots of traditional cures mentioned, and she talked about things like hanging snails above the chimney, and like swallowing spiders' webs in like pills. These were all like traditional cures that were used in the county. And there's also a quote in there from the New Suffolk Garland, from the 1865 edition, which is a lady who has married but who has not by marriage changed her maiden name is the best of all persons to administer medicine, since no remedy given by her will ever fail to cure. And I loved this as a woman who is married and kept her maiden name, if we want to call it that. Yeah, so that's what this poem is about. There's a bit of context there. Suffolk Tales. This town seeks me out, muttering my name like a prayer, longing for the kernels of wisdom found nestled under my unassuming flesh. In homes where the malady lingers even after snails are passed through luckless hands, strung across chimneys to shrivel and die, and when swallowing arachnid exertion in pure faith fails, they look for me. Because when I married, publicly professed my love for a man, I held my surname in a closed fist, pulled it into my chest with ferocity, bared my teeth when it was suggested I relinquish the sacrosanctity it held. This is my power. When the unfortunate souls find me, I whisper the secrets coiled tight in the strands of my hair, spin tales of equality and respect. The remedy cures. Here is the first taste of freedom. Thank you. So that was 3 poems from my chapbook SIMMER, which is out with Alien Buddha Press. Hopefully you'll go and check it out. You can find me on Instagram at Ellen_writes_poems if you want to connect with me or read more of my work. Thank you.